Hey, what's up, fam? It's Chappell back again for another episode of Recap Kickbacks presents The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, Season 2, The Book of Carol, Episode 5, this time here on the Zombie Kickback. And with me to talk about this show that has just completely it's a different show. This is not the show that I grew up with. This is not the show that I've come to know and love, but it's going somewhere, and I'm very fascinated to find out where that is. And hopefully with me, Jess, you can walk us through that. Yes.
I'm sorry. I thought we were not gonna talk about it. We were just gonna clap until everybody gets distracted and goes away. Because apparently that works. Here's my question for the panel.
Okay.
What is a better way to distract somebody who's looking for something? Is it just to like start stomping and clapping in rhythm, or is it to sexy dance all up on them?
Both things are tried in this episode. You know, the one thing you can't do is leave the Rubik's Cube laying out. AJ, welcome back.
Thank you. I particularly at least enjoyed the endeavor of, you don't know where he is? Oh, but we sent him to you. Let us look for him right now. Everybody, drop everything and go that way, because he's certainly not that way. That way, everyone.
It almost worked. She almost got away with it.
I respected the effort. Respected the effort.
Yes, we had a lot of episodes to talk about this time. We, thank you all for listening, obviously, and tuning into our Walking Dead coverage. Last episode, I was very shocked. I was stunned at some of the choices they made, and this episode, I'm not less stunned. I'm still kind of confused, and I'm very happy to have you all here to listen to us three kind of work it out and figure out where we're going with this, because this was episode 5. I think we have one more episode left before we are going to move on into the unknown area of The Walking Dead, where we're trying to figure out, are we going to get a season 3, what that's going to look like, or, if our heroes will ever be back in America with the rest of the gang. Right now, it does seem like that is an option, but as I've been flagging this entire season, the plane just doesn't seem like it seats 4 people, Jess.
We were saying this. We were saying this all along.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, but here's the thing. They flew here knowing they were going to be bringing back a 20-ish-year-old girl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Daryl plus Laurent does not weigh all that much different than what they would have gotten with just 20-year-old girl, to be honest.
Well, and also she's been eating French food this whole time.
Sure. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, if they could fit 3, they could fit 3 plus Laurent. That's all I'm saying. Weight-wise, I don't think there's an issue.
Laurent does not count as a whole person.
Yes.
No. However, there were a couple moments where I was thinking, am I Laurent staying now? Because, Laurent, don't come back to America, please. I agree with the kid several times throughout this episode. AJ, I want to dive directly into your point. We are told in this episode that Ash is like, he's like, hey, listen, I see that Daryl's here. I know you want to bring this kid. We're trying to get back to America. But Carol, there's no way this plane is leaving the ground with all 4 of us. To me, that was just Ash saying his goodbye, because if anybody's not getting on that plane, it is Ash.
Well, who's going to fly it? Who is going to fly the plane if not Ash?
That's a good question. But if who's getting left behind if not Ash,
Excusez-moi. One of the things that Père Jean taught me was Indian Jean.
Indian Jean?
I have never seen a plane, but I can fly it because I am Zombie Jesus.
Why not? Nothing else in this episode made sense. Nothing else at all. So why not?
Could this be Ash just being very salty about the lies that Carol told, and he's just making up like, nope, it's not gonna fit. Sorry, it's not gonna be able to leave the ground. Sorry, got to pick something. Is he just being a little salty because he got lied to?
Well, not gonna lie, when they were saying, okay, here's the plane, here's the guy that's gonna fly us home, and Ash shows up and he's like, well, about that, we have a minor complication. I really wanted him to say, the minor complication is, I don't want to fly a bunch of damn dirty liars back to America.
Yes.
Peace. That's what I wanted him to say.
He's like, observation, y'all can eat my ass. Like, y'all, I will leave y'all here. Like, you can't come with me. Stop it. You cannot come with me. He was appalled. Ash said everything that we've all been talking about throughout. Carol, this lie, sure, it's a good lie. It's going to work on him. She knows exactly what to say to this man to make her give her what he wants. But once he finds out, he should not be okay with this. The means does not justify the end, or whatever he tries to say. He's like, listen, this is not okay. You can't just lie on your dead child.
I think it's not okay. However, they did just rescue him. They did just say that
you kind of owe me, you know.
I mean, like, yeah, I lied, but we could have just taken the plane and taken our chances. We kind of saved your bacon. So don't talk to us. Put on your headphones the whole time going la 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 la, cannot hear you. Land the plane in America and say peace. That's fine. We cool. We understand that. I think he's got to fly him.
Jess, are you surprised that Carol actually came clean about the entire lie? Because she was giving the little versions of the lie throughout. Like, yeah, so we didn't find Sophia. She's dead. Definitely dead. Definitely dead. That's not a lie. It's like, oh, okay. So Daryl is coming back with, yeah, sure. So by the way, just wanted to tell you, never actually found Sophia. It's like, oh, well, that happens. She's like, oh yeah, by the way, she also died a long time ago, like 12 years ago. Like it took a minute before Ash started to realize everything that Carol has told him has been a lie.
Yeah, and I think Carol was testing the waters. She was trying to see like how little she could get away with telling him.
Yep.
Like if she's just like, well, Sophia's dead, she could just full stop there. He could just assume she died in France. Like she was hoping he'd buy that, but I think he was not there. He realized that she had more to tell him, and so he made her tell him.
Yeah.
And I think he.
So really, it's Ash's fault.
Yeah, Ash could have just. All he had to say was nothing. He's like, I'm not asking questions. I realize this is not your daughter. This is like some random 13-year-old boy and a guy that smells really bad. Okay, fine, fly him back. Whatever. Here's what I would do if I was Ash.
Okay.
Because we are assuming that this is like 13 years into a zombie apocalypse when everybody's brain has turned to evil oatmeal because they have been through so much trauma. Here's what I'm doing if I'm Ash. Like, hey, everybody, yeah, get in the plane, let's go. And then I take off. They're like, oh, I have to land to refuel in Greenland. I'm going to get everybody off the plane, and then I'm going to take off and leave them in Greenland. That's what I'm going to do.
Oh, that would be delicious. Just leave them there in Greenland, and maybe they'll get, they'll be utilized for other purposes to repopulate Greenland. Maybe there's another strange scientific couple out there waiting for a group of people for Ash to drop off. I was even thinking that maybe, and I guess this is still an option, what are the odds that Ash is like, Laurent's a kid. I used to have a kid. What if,
I thought there might be some bonding there. Absolutely. I thought that might be the thing to turn him. Like, I'm really furious at you. I'm not taking you and your friend. Hello, who is this? A young boy who needs a father?
Right.
Yeah, or at the very least, like Laurent's gonna work his zombie Jesus powers on him and like turn his heart back to the flying everybody back to America thing. But no, it's the plane's fault. Let's just blame the plane.
Yeah. Back to Carol and her lies. She's even lying to Daryl throughout this episode. Daryl says, "Now, Carol, what are you gonna? What did you tell that guy to let him be okay with this?" She's like, "Oh, nothing. I didn't tell him anything. What are you talking about?
I just told him what a great guy you were."
Yeah, and then and Daryl is not ever believing her at all.
Yeah,
Daryl knows her.
I'm gonna go first. Why don't you wait here?
It's like, no. Let me just let me go. I'll get in front of you. It's cool. Yeah, it's like no, I insist. No, I insist. At some point, she actually tells him so. All right, here's the truth. I lied about Sophia, and he goes, "Why Sophia?" He's like, "Well, it was the truest lie I could come up with." And then Daryl kind of looks at her. She's like, "And he has a son." He goes, "Got it," and just walks off.
This is like on Survivor when people swear on their children. I mean, they haven't done this in many seasons, but it used to be the thing that like people would be furious at the final tribal council if it's like, but you swore on your child. And it's like, I feel like Ash is saying to Carol, you swore on your child, and this is a different child.
Right. This doesn't count. You can't swear on Laurent. He's a very holy baby. This you can't just take Laurent's name in vain. This is, like you said, zombie Jesus.
Yeah, zombie Jesus.
Zombie Jesus.
What did you think about Laurent in this episode just refusing to come to America? He's informed about Isabel and he's like, oh yeah, she's not coming back. She died. And as a child, he kind of processes this okay, decently. Says, okay, he's with my mom somewhere. That's cool. But when Daryl says, bet. So me, you, and Carol, we're going to go back home. Laurent's like, no. I'm not going anywhere with you. And I thought he was really going to put up a fight. Daryl just kept saying, yes, you are. And eventually he just gave in.
Well, I hate the tactic that he fell for, because for a minute there, he's like, I don't want to go. I'm not going with you. And then Daryl's like, but I think you need to make your choice. You need to choose for you. You need this to be your decision. And I would be like, yeah, that is his decision. He's not going with you. Yeah, he decided. But then, like, it works. It gets in his head and he's like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to decide. I'm going to go with you. And it was like, it's like the Friends meme with the Phoebe and Joey. And they're like, you're not, this is your choice. I'm going to do what you want me to do, Daryl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And Daryl's gentle parenting tactics, AJ, is just, I'm just going to keep telling you, yes, you are, until you just do it. Because he doesn't really try to negotiate or anything. He just finally like, all right, Laurent, let's come on. We're about to go. Get in the car. Laurent's like, I thought we talked about this. I'm not coming with you. He says, yeah, you are.
I mean, what are the options by the end? I mean, I thought it was almost interesting that we were going to get, that Laurent is internalizing the fact that, hey, everybody I love dies. We're going to pull a Spider-Man. Everybody I love dies, so I'm going to make everybody leave so that I have no one to be in danger because of me. And just that lasted about 20 minutes, and then it's like, oh, okay, I will go with you. Cool. I mean, Daryl does at least recognize that he can't do the argument that, your whole life, Jean told you what to do, Isabel told you what to do, Lo Sang told you what to do. You're coming with me. Like, he realized that wouldn't have worked. So he's like, I'm not going to tell you what to do because I'm different. You're different. I will go with you.
This would not have worked on my child. I will tell you that much.
No.
Really?
Yeah, I can't even get him to like go to a swimming lesson. So you know what?
Listen, he's a little bit more steadfast than our Messiah here, Laurent. Yeah, Laurent, who's easily swayed throughout this episode, who will be coming back if they can figure out a way to get him on the plane and get the plane off the ground with Ash included. I just don't see this working out for Ash. I would love to say that Ash is going to be, like, okay, the four of them are going to come back. Maybe Ash and Laurent run off together and they're the new family or something. But getting them off the ground with Ash there, if he's telling the truth, if he's being completely honest, then if mathematically this is not going to work, somebody has to get left behind. And I just don't see how it's not him unless maybe Laurent dies. And I don't know. I'm not saying I'm wishing on his death. We've done that before, but this time I'm kind of like, it's an easy solution.
Here's the thing, and this is what really frustrates me about this show, is like, we had this really interesting, engaging conversation last week because it was like, okay, are they really doing this relationship? It's forgotten within 2 seconds of this episode starting. It's like there doesn't really no longer seem to be a Carol Daryl romantic thing going
he was
on.
having like a flashback in the moment that sort of implied he was having some pants feelings, and then he sort of shoved it out of his mind.
Right. But like this entire episode was, okay, we have 3 locations. We have 1 enemy. Okay, so who's going to show up at location 1? Well, the 1 enemy. Where is he? Well, he's not here. Well, we only have 2 other places he could be. I mean, we know he's not at Maison Mère. Let's go back to the Moulin Rouge because it's the only other place we have in the entire universe. So they go there. And of course, that's exactly where Laurent went to hide because it's the only other place in the universe.
There's only 3 places in Paris.
There's only 3 places in Paris. And so it's, we're running out of episodes. Let's kill everybody. So is there anybody left? And I know you just ended with, she breathes at the end, but what warriors is she going to go with? All the other warriors are gone.
Mm-hmm.
There's no more gendarmes.
What about the other janitor? Isn't the other janitor around, like Janae's henchman?
Maybe she's got, I guess, but I don't know why she didn't come with Lo Sang. I mean, we will work together. You guys go ahead.
Yeah. Are we moving from a man versus man to either a man versus nature situation here or man versus society? Like they don't want him to take away Laurent, or is it like the enemy is now the plane that can't fit all of them?
I guess, but it's just like there's like the Garriers are all dead. Lo Sang is dead. All right, we need conflict. Plane can't fly.
Yeah.
Really? That's gonna be it. Plane can't fly.
I mean, it does feel like it. Jacinta is an interesting character because we thought she died. Well, I don't even think we thought she died. She got thrown into a wall. We've seen
whatever.
it takes a little bit more to get to people to die. She was knocked out, and then we, of course, see her move at the end of the episode, meaning that she's the new big bad. We have gone through 4 big bads in the last 2 episodes. Because we had Janae, we had Lasang, we had I guess Condrone really doesn't matter. He was a big bad kind of in the first season, but now he's on our team. And that we have Jacinta, who we don't know anything about. We've not seen her do anything. She hasn't called any shots. She's just there, and she's left to pick up the pieces for this 6th episode. This has got to be the end, right? Like, this is it. Like, there's no way that this woman is now like the new leader that we should all be fearing, because based on what?
Based on the 30 minutes backstory we're going to get at the start of next episode, apparently, because that's what they like to do. I don't get it. When Losang was killed, it's like, they're done. We are done. We defeated the enemy. We defeated Janae. Now we defeated Losang. It's like, what is it? Yeah, she probably will show up with the janitor lady, number 2, and 50 carriers who somehow we haven't seen before because they can restock like that.
Well, I mean, think about this. We have so many people in France that we could just like mow a bunch of them down with zombie juice for no reason. Like, people are less of a resource in Paris because they're just everywhere. Like, nobody actually died in Paris, apparently.
Right.
Even though they only exist in 3 locations.
Right. Right. All 3 of those locations just chock-a-block with people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. AJ, you mentioned the Daryl and Carol relationship kind of just being like, it was the focal point essentially for last episode, and then this episode they don't really talk about it, but I feel like they were still breadcrumbing us a little bit. When Daryl asked about Ash, Carol's like, "Oh, he's a sweet, gentle soul. He's not like us." And Daryl goes, "What, you got the hots for him?" I was like, what does that mean? Daryl, calm down. She can talk about this other guy. You can't be possessive that quick. Isabel just died.
Yeah, you're the one who kissed someone else, Daryl.
You cheated. Stop it. Ezekiel hasn't been around in a while. And what about Connie? We still have not talked enough about Connie, Daryl, so you need to slow down.
Yeah.
We also have the moment, I think it was, they were asking about, it was another question they asked about Ash as well. And it was like, how did you explain to Ash who this grown man was that you were going to find? Did you say you were brother? And Carol's like, heavens no, I would never say that. So why? Why would that be off the table, Carol? I just feel like they're still leading us to believe that the relationship is coming.
Why would she not? Why would that be off the table when that's exactly what she said to Condrone?
Right.
Yeah,
it's
well,
right there.
I thought that she was gonna make Daryl pretend to be her husband. Like, they were gonna walk in like, "Hey, this is Mr. Carroll. I found him. We've been married." And I thought that was where they were going with it. And I guess I'm glad they didn't do that. But I guess I'm glad she went, and she's like, and he's like, "Who's that?" And she's like, "It's Daryl." Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a Daryl. We have one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other storyline I want to talk about, I do want to talk about Condrone a little bit. We got this guy who just won't go away. He's seemingly invincible. He has one eye now. He's been mangled and left and right, and he is one of our heroes of the series. And I'm not quite sure why, but he does have a really sweet moment with Laurent, where Laurent is actually ministering to him as if there is something special about this boy. He reached at least one person in his ministry, Jess.
Well, and he was, he's doing the Jesus thing of like going to the downtrodden and like the people that need the most redemption. I respect the move, Laurent. But I also really like that we've had a heel turn face and we've had some faces turn heel. I like that we got both of those, because I think that is, this is a show that likes to live in the morally gray. And I think it is unrealistic that, everybody's going to be on the good guys and turn bad, or everybody's going to be on the bad guys and turn good. So I like Condrone's presence in that regard, but also he is unkillable. Like, this man he's titanium. Yeah. Because he should have been dead last episode. I knew he wasn't dead, to be clear, because we did not see him die. And but he was talking like he's dead. He's like, "I'm going to give up my life and make sure the kid, make sure Daryl knows I did it for the kid." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that guy's not going to die." And he didn't, but I feel like he should have. That's probably should have killed him.
Yeah, we'll lose him when we least suspect it. So
Next
then we'll actually be
episode.
sad. Yeah, we'll actually be sad when we lose him. They have to make us care a lot, about this guy who essentially we were against the entire first season.
There'll be a vat of molten metal, and he'll just sacrifice himself and sink down with a thumbs up as he goes. Yeah, that's definitely how he goes out. If stab, no problem. Pull the knife out. Like it is a little bit ridiculous. I don't buy any of his motivations. Like he killed my brother. And then I realized everybody I know is dead, and now I'm alone. God's great.
God's great.
Oh, okay. Is that what we're doing here? You represent God, so I'm going to be on your side. Okay.
Look, Rob was doing good work. He was doing good work. This kid has been hoisted as the Messiah for so long that at least he should be able to do is bond with people, especially people who are downtrodden. So I was impressed with him in that moment because he did tell this guy exactly what he wanted to hear. This guy who was trying to murder Daryl, so we see some very human moments with these people. I didn't hate it. I think that it's weird to say this, but Condron is like one of my favorite people in the cast right now.
I didn't hate it. I did think how he was so easily able to get into the base with Vouloir. Because it's like he's outside, he's knocking on the fake door, which doesn't open, so they have to raise the entire garage door for them to let him in. That seemed very, very inconvenient. And
what if somebody comes in and they're being chased by 50 superpowered zombies?
Right,
you want to be able to get the humans inside more quickly.
Why don't we just use the door? That's a second door there. Let's use that. But
use the real door.
So they hold the guns on him, and they're like, "Oh no, it's him! It's that guy! Bring him on in! Bring him on in! Bring him on in!"
Yeah.
All right, now talk to him. Why do you bring him to the center of your village and then pull the gun on him again and interrogate him? Interrogate him outside. That's what you do with these people. Don't jeopardize everyone inside if he is in fact evil. But thankfully they did that because then LeBron could say, "No, he saved me. Please let him leave."
Yeah, and he's here with news from the nest. He's like, "Hey, the things are going down, and I don't know. It's getting weird over there. I think Janae's in charge." Like he's a little late on his information. Like he's just a day off of exactly what's going on here. But it doesn't matter because it changes completely by the end of this episode. There's essentially nobody as the head of this religious cult anymore, and we're just left to see what happens if Jacinta's able to pick up the pieces, or even if she wants to, because now people are questioning the cult. We see him get put on blast. Lasan gets put in a place where he's talking about, no, we have Laurent here. We got to kill him. We got to let them try to eat him. Says, how else will we know that God exists? And finally, someone says, but if you need to know, then it's not faith at all. And that's when the clapping starts. And
I would slow clap that. I don't know if I would rhythmically clap it, but I would slow clap it.
Vouloir.
Man, he's spitting. That guy is talking. I we might need to hear Vouloir out. Maybe you need to be in charge of Vouloir. They're looking for a cult leader at this point.
Absolutely.
I bet Vouloir ends up as the president of the cult when everybody, when Daryl and Carol and Laurent finally get on their way back to America. I bet Vouloir is in charge of all of the people that are left.
Do we like that? AJ, how do you feel about that?
I'm okay with that because he's the only named character that's still left on the good guy side who's going to stay behind. I don't know. Yeah, why not? I mean, I don't ever want to see these people again. I really don't. I it's they were interesting at first, and when there was a bunch of them, we got some sisters, and we got Vouloir, we got what was his name, the Ethan guy, whatever his name was, who got killed.
Yeah, Emil, I think.
Emil, yeah.
Oh yeah, the dude that had the hair that then didn't have the hair, and it was very confusing, and then he died.
It's fine, okay, but now it's just okay, I'm gonna lead the religious people over here, and you remember you from season 1, Missy. You run the Moulin Rouge with all the sin over there, church over here, separation of church and sin. You devil, God, but we can coexist because at least we don't have nobody else to deal with. I think that's fine. Just settle it. Let's try. Take Ash. Say we're gonna try it as they go up. Oh, we don't have enough. Yeah, but all we needed was a takeoff. We can take it from here, throw them out the window, and just go. I just don't want any of these people around anymore. I'm done. I really am.
No. Ash is going to see the love that Daryl has for Ron, and he's going to jump out of the plane and sacrifice himself. Like I've seen recently in another show that people seem to really like and think that that's not corny at all. No disrespect to the Lost fans. I'm not talking about you. I'm definitely not talking about you all.
But
don't diss Lost on anything in this network because people will come for you.
Yeah.
They already have.
This is the book of Carol. And so Carol's going to sacrifice herself because that's what Carol does. She's going to sacrifice herself because, Laurent needs to be with Daryl, and I'm fine. You guys go, and I need to make it up to Ash and apologize, and this is my way of making it right with him. And she's going to like somehow get them on the plane, and she's going to sacrifice herself, but she'll figure out a way to get back to America because she's Carol.
Yeah. Any world where Carol just decides to stay and let the Ash and Daryl and Laurent trio go back.
That's weird.
I think Carol. I think I trust Carol running the religious cult a little bit more than Falou. No disrespect to Falou.
Yeah, it's a good gig for Carol, but I think what would be the point of coming all this way to get Daryl and bring him back if you're not the one bringing him back?
I'm telling you, Ash is gone. He's cooked. I just don't really see this working out for him. The man is done. Because again, Carol's been she's had his number since the moment she saw him. She identified her target. She wanted that plane, and she's going to do whatever it took to get it. And she didn't really care whether or not Ash made it back with or without her. I would not be shocked if Carol ends up flying the plane herself. I would not be shocked at all. We've seen her do much, much more. One of the other harrowing moments we had in this episode was about Ash himself. He gets himself trapped. Oh my God. AJ, was your cat attack?
It was a sneeze.
The cat sneeze. Okay.
I was already enjoying the cat purring.
Yes.
But the cat sneeze it laid me out.
This is Jinx, everybody. Say hi.
Yes.
Jinx.
Oh, guest commentator Jinx.
Jinx getting left on the editing floor. AJ, Ash was running, hiding from the walkers. He found himself inside of his car, and then something I don't think we've ever seen before. A walker pushed the door hard enough to concuss him and knock him out for a day. AJ just threw his cat.
I concussed the cat. I was demonstrating.
The cat no longer being left on the
He just scented that cat. He straight up just scented it.
You just bought the cat a spot in this episode, so there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, Jinx has forgiven you.
Yeah. She survived. Hooray!
Hey! AJ, Ash made zombie. They knock him out. How long was he out?
2 days.
Right. Was he just knocked out in that car for two straight days?
I think it was like an in and out of thing, but like, where's he gonna go? He's surrounded by walkers who are just pounding at the car door, which is gonna make noise, which is gonna make the headache worse, which is gonna send him right back into his sleepy concussion state. I'm not entirely sure what happened there because I don't know what the rules are with the juice and the serum. So Daryl and Carol get in there. There's a kudos to the production team. A really cool droney kind of camera shot. It was shot really well. I enjoyed it with this 360 of, all right, they've shot two zombies and turned them into super zombies, and then all the other zombies explode, and I don't know how or why that happened.
I think I got this. I think I got this. Okay.
I knew Jess would have it. Come on, let's give it to me.
All right. Well, first I thought, well, if you shoot a zombie and turn him into a super zombie, is he then cool to attack the other zombies? Because that would kind of explain why we were trying to build an army of super zombies because they take out the humans and the zombies. That sounds good. Okay. That's what I thought at first. But I think he shot more than two of them. And I think you know what happens to an old zombie if he's not like super fresh when you shoot him full of the stuff. So he shot a few of these zombies in the hopes that some of them would be a little bit more desiccated than the other ones. And what happens when those zombies get the serum is they explode. And I think the theory there is that they explode with enough explosive power to explode the other zombies.
You see, that was my initial thought too, but then I thought, is it that, okay, he shot two, because at the end, after all the surrounding the car zombies go in sequence, like a nice fireworks show on 4th of July, the two zombies that we know that he shot actually then came in and attacked. I thought maybe, is it that if a super zombie will bite a zombie, and that will cause him to explode. So maybe it was like a chain reaction of bite, virus, boom, 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 boom. Could that?
Well, some of them did not explode from their heads. Some of them,
no, not from their heads.
No, but they would have, if they were infected with super zombies virus, they would have exploded from their heads, and some of them exploded from other places because their heads were still on the ground going.
Yeah, they were still moving. Yeah.
And might I say, the three of them were very cavalier walking around, knowing that there were still some heads on the ground chomping
you
away.
Could get bitten, like this is like rattlesnake territory. You just get bitten in the ankle and then you die. That's the worst way to die.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think either of those satisfies me, and that's my problem with the scene is because we don't know the rules, but like I'm just very confused. Again, looked cool as heck. Loved the camera work. Thought it was fun to do that. That's what I want to see in this show, but I don't understand it.
Missed opportunity to play the 1812 overture over this.
Absolutely. Oh, they had a car. There was gas still in the car. They could have accidentally hit an 8-track.
Yeah.
Turn on push a cassette in or some sort of whatever the device is in that car. Yep. Could have played the music. Absolutely.
The battery was still running.
Sure. Absolutely. That would have been fine.
It was really quick thinking from Daryl to know that this is a possibility that could happen. To Jess's point, now that we know this, is that something that we can utilize in the future to, maybe eradicate some of these zombies? If I just shoot one or two of them into one or two of these syringes into a crowd, then who knows what happens next, right? Do they just attack each other? Because we don't see it. So we don't know if it's just literal combustion, just passing from each of them to the next one, or I thought maybe they were attacking each other. Maybe the two that they saw him shoot went on like a rampage, right? It was just like bashing their heads in, and that was those explosions. Because when you come out, they're just like they're like Jess said, there's no like there's just bodies everywhere. There's no real rhyme or reason. It's not like all their heads are exploded. It's not like there's like some type of actual fire or anything like that made these people explode. So it's literal zombie on zombie violence here. And I'm thinking that's the best kind of violence. That's exactly what you need in zombie apocalypse. We've been trying to figure our way out of this for the longest. You can't kill them, but they can kill each other. Let that happen. Let them just attack each other and hide.
So at this point, because it was kind of this hidden, mysterious thing, does the final episode have to now, in order to satisfy us, end with Daryl still got probably a couple of shots left? They're in some sort of ridiculous situation where there's thousands of zombies, and we see what happens. Is that our big?
Is this what what they call planting a curiosity seed?
Because if so, color me curious.
Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. Because now we haven't, like a means to the end, right? We've always listen, I've always been very critical of the shows that a long time ago, we lost whatever direction we were going, right?
Yeah.
We were looking for a cure. There was no cure. Eugene said there was a cure. There's no cure. We finally come to terms with there is no cure. It doesn't exist. We're not going to be able to save all the people. However, we could still maybe get rid of these zombies. And if you got something that, this serum that is, able to be replicated, then we could use this moving forward. Maybe Daryl takes the serum back to the United States, and now America has the serum. Maybe the CRM now has the serum, and that could be beneficial or something like that. I'm thinking that we have some action here. This might be the first little glimpse of sunlight we've seen in The Walking Dead for a long time, because there has been no hope aside from Laurent. There's been no hope in the Walking Dead for a very long time.
So is Laurent gonna carry the zombie explodey virus out and disseminate it among the zombies to make them all kill each other? And that's how Laurent is the savior? Is that how the prophecy works?
Ooh, okay.
And then just as we've gotten out of this hellacious situation with thousands of walkers, and now there's still that one left that we didn't notice, and he bites Laurent as the season ends.
And then Laurent survives it because Laurent is zombie Jesus.
There you go.
Always true all along. Yeah,
and it was true all along. And everybody's like, "Wow, I'm really sorry that I bludgeoned Losang to death with an old skull."
Rhythmic clapping commences. Yeah, we did it. We did it, gang.
Is it the most metal way that anybody has ever killed somebody? Is bludgeoning them with a skull?
It was so cool. It was so
very
cool.
metal.
I needed it. I needed it too. Yeah, I was like, kill him, and then I was hit him with the skull. You know, it was perfect. I have no notes about that scene. You know, there was no suspense to it though, because we know Cadron is invincible, and so is Daryl. This is like the worst matchup you could ever have. This is 2-on-2 against two people who will never die in this universe.
Yeah, it's like if I'm playing the video game of this, I'm not gonna be Lo Sang.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
the worst possible opportunity.
He gets like a stick with a butter knife on the end of it. No.
Yeah.
I want Daryl with the flail. That's who I'm gonna be every time.
Yeah,
it's like playing Street Fighter and choosing Cammy as your fighter when like.
Yeah, with
like,
literally any other characters right there. Yeah, literally any other. Justice for the Cammy fans out there, I see they're getting mad. They're like the Lost fans. They're gonna let us know. All three of them are gonna be in our comments tomorrow.
All three of
them. So I want to know if the cure is going to be, or well, not cure, but the serum is going to be something that we are going to see in the future. To me, it feels like this is the best we have moving forward for a little bit at least. And so there's a world where we're able to. And then last week it was the Blue Jay.
And he's had a cricket and a Blue Jay and a cat. Like AJ is he's like our own personal David Attenborough here.
I'm like Jane Embry from the San Diego Zoo. Today's guest is a cat.
We'll take it. We'll take it. Does the serum make it back to the United States, Jess?
Do we think they're making it back to the United States?
We can't leave them in Paris forever. They have to get back. Maybe the plane is not the vessel.
Maybe they wind up in Greenland again.
I don't think they make it back to the United States because
I don't think they make it all the way back. No, not
this. I think give me one more season, and then I can see yes at the end of that next season because I don't think the entire show writ whole has an idea where they're going yet. So this will give them another year to like say, all right, give us another year for them to get back. We'll figure out what we're doing with Maggie and Negan, figure out what we're doing with you guys. And, you know, if Rishon want to be back or if they want to be done, and we'll figure it out from there. Yeah, well, that'll figure out whether they make it back or not, right?
Yeah. So The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon season 3 in Paris still, or like Jess is saying, maybe somewhere else.
Maybe somewhere else.
I think somewhere else because again, we've used up all of Paris at this point. I think we've gone to all the locations. We've killed off most of the threats. Yeah. Let's go somewhere else. If they can't fly, I said this. I think I said this like 3 weeks ago. If they can't fly, let's go through the channel and let's see what's going on in London. Like, let's do that, or let's go down to Spain and see what's going on there. But let's go somewhere else adjacent, but not Belgium.
No,
not Belgium.
We can skip Belgium.
Yeah.
Now all our Belgian fans are going to be coming for us.
Yeah,
I want to go on record. Belgium's a great country. Belgium's great. I've had fun there. Antwerp, beautiful city. But if I'm in the zombie apocalypse, I'm probably not making that my first stop.
True.
Fair.
Any of those low countries, they're all going to be flooded anyway because the infrastructure has collapsed.
Le Pays-Bas.
There's also the idea that we do have this woman from season 1 popping up again. Her name Anna. Is this the Moulin Rouge lady? What's her name?
I just called her the one who took it from Quinn. I don't remember her name at all.
Yeah, I think her name is Anna.
AJ.
Yeah, I don't know her name. I don't know her name, but
she popped back up.
Anna sounds right. I'll call her that.
I was very surprised. She's now in charge of the Moulin Rouge area. She's got the debauchery, all the good stuff that we like here, and she doesn't seem like she's going anywhere. So I don't think they're going to get too far away from Paris because for some reason she's got a ticket to the show every season. Like I was not expecting her to pop up. And I really wasn't expecting, what do they call it? The Demodome? What do they call it? To be the new Demimonde. Yeah, to be the new set piece that we used for this episode because we hadn't been there all season. It was the first time that anybody has walked in here. And who would have guessed that Laurent would be here with all of the strippers?
Here's what I would have wanted. I would have wanted Laurent to just stay there. Like they could just leave him there, like have him grow up now, like in the stripper and cocaine den. Like that's the safest place for him.
Well, it's also would be like the yin and yang. Okay. You learned from the nuns for the first part of life.
Yes, exactly.
Now we're gonna move on to the other end of the spectrum.
He's like on Rumspringa.
Yeah, exactly.
Biblically, when Jesus had a chance, he hung out with the strippers too.
That's a good point.
Exactly.
Yeah. It
He's
would be on
ministering to
par.
them. Yes.
Yeah, I could do this. I could be. I would say I could be a messiah. I could definitely minister to strippers. I know this is a role that's not foreign to me.
This is the spinoff I want. Like, if we're gonna spin off from Daryl Dixon, I think we spin off into like the multi-camera sitcom of Laurent being raised by strippers in the Moulin Rouge.
Laurent and his girls, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how much more we're going to get of Laurent. I'm concerned. You know, I'm never a big fan of bringing in precocious children to the Walking Dead universe. We have too many of them already. So I think Ash is not going to make it, but I'm having a really hard time picturing with Laurent alongside the rest of the gang. You know, like with the larger group, because Judith is grizzled. Okay, she's not going to have any patience for somebody like Laurent. We had enough to deal with already with RJ. So I don't know. If we get another season of this, I can see maybe that's where they decide of what to do with Laurent. Because if y'all are correct and they don't come back to the United States, I don't necessarily think we have to bring him back. At least that's my point of view. I'm sure there's some Laurent stands out there somewhere who are disagreeing with me, but right now it's not bringing that much to the table.
It's kind of like you know, this Cousin Oliver character. You're bringing the kid, and like everyone hates on him. I've come around. I don't hate him as much as I did, but part of the problem is you have built him up as the Messiah and the one who has to get bitten to prove it. And like, you know, we got to see him get bit at this point. We kind of have to see him get bit at this point. And which would make him the Messiah, which means he's probably too good to come back to the United States and be with us. He's kind of has to stay here now. So that would be a nice out. Like, oh, you know, you can't take him. He is our savior. Our savior. So that would keep him there. That certainly. And you know, if it doesn't work, well, then problem solved.
Yeah. So what if there's still another out? I know we've tried the two Laurent theory. You know, maybe we do a body switch. Yes. My thought now is there a way that we can get Laurent to get bit and actually survive this bite? What if we get an Alicia type where we have a half zombie, half person walking around, like the literal Laurent, right? Is just walking around saying like, I'm about to die, but I haven't gotten all the zombie qualities quite yet. You know, it's a slow burn like the one we did with Alicia in Fear the Walking Dead. So he gets bitten and everybody's like, it was a zombie bite. And then they're like, okay, it wasn't a zombie bite. It's cool. He's all good. And then people just believe that he's a Messiah. He can stay. He can rule. And nobody's questioning him anymore. You know, you've checked the box for all the non-believers.
Well, see, if I'm Losang, that's what I would have done to begin with.
Exactly.
I would have dressed somebody up like a zombie and had them bite Laurent and then have him be like, look, I'm not dead. And then it's like, look, he survived the zombie bite.
He did it.
Yeah, he did it. Yay. He's the Messiah.
And because Losang is evil, to keep the non-zombie from talking, they kill him.
Yeah.
Sure. Like, it's like, you know, this person is clearly a zombie. We just didn't tell you how long they've been a zombie.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I don't mind this. I don't mind this. I need us to figure out where we're going with this. Obviously, you know, we have a lot more world to explore now that we've opened the world to, you know, Europe. And so they don't have to come back to the United States. We could see Daryl and Carol in another country. You know, we've listed a few of them, but they got a lot of places that they could go. I'm just not quite sure where that is or how long we're going to draw this out before we stop caring. And I think that's, for me, the biggest thing. You got these other spinoffs. Maggie and Negan are off doing their thing. Rick Shawn are doing their thing. But you kind of want the gang back together. At least I do. You know, I'd rather these people be on one screen than me have to watch 3 shows to follow them do like their little like a side quest, you know? Like, do it now, but then bring them back together so that we can get a finale to whatever this is. I don't personally see an end to that right now, but it feels like this was a step in the right direction at least. Is there anything else from the episode that we need to talk about, Jess?
Well, I just want to go on record as saying I think I want the opposite of that.
Ooh.
I just want one series. I want one Walking Dead series, and I want it to be Tales of the Walking Dead. And I want it to be a different side quest every week. I want it to just be like, oops, all side quests. Yes. That's what I want.
Yeah. And special guests, just like Tales. I love that too.
And one of the side quests, like every year, can be catching up with Daryl and Carol, or you know, we can bring the old gang back, but you know, we introduced a bunch of interesting storylines
Do like a Thanksgiving special, and it's like everybody is back together. They're just having Thanksgiving dinner. It's like that one scene at the end of like season 4 of Fear. They're all just having a meal and hanging out. And then, like, we know they're good. We know they're together. That's all we got. Now let's go find some totally new person. Like, let's go see what Terry Crews is up to again.
Yeah. Okay.
As long as it's Thanksgiving and not Life Day.
Well, they turn on the hologram, and the hologram looks like the Moulin Rouge.
AJ, anything else from the episode?
No. Like I said, I was just like, I just felt like we were watching it's a chess piece episode that like we were like, we only got 3 chess pieces left. Just move them around really fast. Maybe they won't notice. It seemed really, really poorly planned out. Like I feel like they had enough for 5 episodes, and they were like, yeah, but we got to order for 6. I don't know. Make Losang and them team up and kill them next week. Sure, and that's kind of what they did. We have the set from last year. Can we use that? Sure. Hire the actors.
We got a permit for the catacombs. All right.
Yeah. Okay, fine. So yeah, I guess. Yeah, it wasn't. It was like, all right. I like last week's. I hope I like next week's. This was just like running in place. So not a fan.
Yes, and I think next week's episode, God forbid I actually try to say this in French, but it's goodbye, children. Au revoir, les enfants, or something like that, right?
Les enfants.
Les enfants. Ha, 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 ha. Yes. Goodbye, children. We're saying goodbye to the kids. Who are the kids? I don't know. We only got one that we speak of right now. It's just Laurent. So I don't know what this means. I don't know what we have to look forward to, but I'm excited to find out as we get ready to wrap up The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon season 2, The Book of Carol. I don't know if I think that season 3 should also be The Book of Carol. Should we be moving to a different book? Is this the Book of Laurent?
Yes. It'll be the Gospel according to Laurent.
Right. Or something. We need something, right? Daryl Dixon season 1 was Daryl Dixon. This is the Book of Carol. Season 3 has to have a colon, or it just doesn't fit.
We're adding colons on. We're like keeping all the previous ones. So it's like, the first season was The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon. And this one is The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon, The Book of Carol. So next season is going to be The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon, The Book of Carol.
Laurent's
it's like that memory drinking game.
Yeah.
Like you have to keep saying all the different parts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you get it wrong, you have to drink.
Hey, look. We can establish a drinking game for this show for sure. I don't think that would be hard at all. But yes, we have one more week until we talk about the end of this season, and then we wait to see what happens next in the Walking Dead universe. Because right now we're in the unknown. Maybe Josh Wigler will be back to join us, but until next time, AJ, what do you have going on?
I have, in addition to the pet service I've been offering you each and every week, like. Boy, I don't know how I'm going to one-up myself next week. But doing Criminal Minds rewatch/first watch podcast by Frank and Todd's Fedscard, Felonious Pundits. You can catch that. That's about it. I've just been enjoying this wonderful show that we do each and every week here with you guys, because really it's the friends that we've met along the way that really matter.
Seriously, and we've lost some friends along the way. Rob, Josh, wherever you are, you can come back. It's cool. If not, we'll be here still pushing through. Jess, what do you have going on as well?
Well, I allegedly have a Substack. I am writing posts for the Substack that I feel like they're not good enough, so I don't send them out. But if you want to subscribe to that, it's jesslease.substack.com. You can also follow me on all of the social platforms, the Twitter and the Instagram. I'm at Haymaker Hattie over there.
Yep. And you can keep up with me at Recap Kickback on all social media platforms. And make sure that you subscribe to this podcast, recapkickback.com/subscribe, to get all of our Walking Dead coverage, but the other coverage as well. Got Abbott Elementary coverage coming with me and Gia every other week, talking about our favorite show on ABC. And then you got Mari and I talking weekly about various different shows and topics, including Tyler Perry's Beauty in Black Netflix series that is it's a doozy. And so check out this week's Recap Kickback to see what we have to say about this show. We're going to talk about the first 2 episodes, and then we're going to come back and recap the entire series. And it's just cracked. It is cracked. And it's going to be a very fun listen. Check it out here on Recap Kickback. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page as well, youtube.com/@RecapKickback, to make sure that you show us some love. Click like on this YouTube video. And then, make sure you follow us on all social media platforms at AJ Mass. at Haymaker Hattie, and at Recap Kickback. But until next time, we'll catch you all on the flip side here on The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon Season 2, The Book of Carol. Thanks. Peace out.
Meow.
I've been trapped behind Twa Maria, isolated like it's North Korea. Smaller city with some bigger dreams. The wall is cracked, I'm looking in between it. The world is yours, but man, I gotta see it. They say it's hard, but man, I gotta see it. The air I'm breathing can't feel my chest. Wait on life, I wanna hold my breath. I'ma get in my goddamn self.